Hello Taurus, this is Inspire 2016 for your monthly reading for the month of November 2017, focusing on your career and work life. So I hope that you have a good month so far for the month of October. So as always, we already pre-shuffled the card for you prior to the reading, so let's get started. So the first card for you representing the present position of your spread here, you have the Eight of Clubs. So this Eight of Clubs indicate that there will be a lot of new messages or new developments in your career life that may come very quickly in the beginning of the month of November. It looks like if you have been waiting for the news to come in about, let's say, possibly hiring process or the decision that may really decided what do you need to do for the next few months as well. So this card could also indicate that you will get those messages very quickly in the beginning of the November. If you have been waiting for the decision as well, let's say if you want to move to different places or to different countries and things like that, then you finally be able to decide it in the beginning of November 2017. So the next card that you have representing the influence card or the bridge cards toward the middle of the month, you have the Queen of Hearts. So this card indicates that there will be a female from the water sign that are very significant in the middle of the month. She might be somebody that may give you the clarity as well with regards to your career as well. She might be a HR manager or a hiring manager, or can also be a recruitment agency manager, things like that. She might be somebody that may give you a help in some way, but not really in the case that give you a lot of like significant differences in some way. But I do see that she could be somebody that give you an emotional support in the middle of the month. She might be somebody that are very close to you, although that possibly for many of you she might be somebody that will give you the decisions towards the middle of the month. She can give you the last possible words on the way that if you get a job or not in this case. So she can be a little bit emotional, and if you want to deal with this queen, you might have to be very careful of your words as well, because she's very sensitive towards your, most of the things that you say. So the next that you have representing the past position, you have the Four of Hearts. So in the past, you might have to wait quite a long time for the decision to come in. That's the reason why this card is coming in the beginning of the month. It looks like for the past few weeks or few months as well, it might have been very slow for you to have the things develop for you. It looks like that you may have been also bored or disappointed with the way things go. Maybe it's not really fast enough for you to get the results to come in, and you might have just getting stuck in the same place and the same thing that you may have to do every single day, and that makes you feeling a little bit discouraged as well with the things that you want to do for the next few months as well. So it does looks like that those waiting game or these waiting moments or period has been finally over, and you might finally be able to move forward in the beginning of November. So the next card that you have representing the things that you learned from the past, you have the Ten of Clubs. So in the past, you may have some kind of like a lot of burden in your shoulder in some way. Maybe you have a lot of things to do, although the decision may not come very fast, but in this case you still have a lot of things on your plate as well. You maybe have been working very hard as well for the past few months as well of your job, but maybe you don't get some kind of recognitions that you deserve. You may not be having 100% of like something that you hope coming from your employer or your manager finally, like something that recognize that you have been doing so much for the company, but none of those are true. So the thing is that you just have to work hard, but you didn't get the the feedback or the paid off that you deserve. So that's something that you may have learned in the past. So it might be a little bit more as a burden. It's not like there is more no joy or something when you do the work, but the thing is that there is no big or quite fair compensation out of that as well. So the next side that you have representing the things that need to let go of, you have the Queen of Diamond. So there was somebody from the earth sign like yourself, a female earth sign, that may be somebody that helped you in the past. So she might be your co-worker or your colleagues or maybe your best friend as well, that may give you a lot of support in the past, but she may not be there for you anymore in the month of November. You may have to do everything yourself. There will be nobody else that can help you in the month of November. But although that may be true or maybe not true, because you still have family, friends, and so on. But the thing is that she might be somebody that you trust in the past, but she may not be there for you. Maybe she get a new job, or she may have to relocate, or she may have to move somewhere else, that may not be able to meet you in person again or chat with you or things like that. So the next side that you have representing the future card, or towards the end of the month, you have the Seven of Clubs. So this card indicates that maybe if you have any conflict with this Queen of Hearts, it does look like that you may have to defend yourself with regards to your career life. It looks like that you may have some kind of dispute, but I don't see it in a big way. Maybe you just want to explain your concern or the things that you have in your mind that may not be, the same as the one that your employer expect you to do. But nevertheless, you still want to, give this feedback anyway. You still want to say it to your employer, nevertheless. So let's clarify this card. So let me draw an additional card here. So it does looks like that this agreement related to somebody that are from the water sign that are younger than you, that may come very emotional in some way. Maybe just a drama queen or somebody that always spark a little bit of conflicts. But I don't see it that it may affect you a lot, because there is a Six of Clubs here that indicates a victory in your side, and it looks like you may have to show your consistency and your practicality as well because of this card. It looks like you still have to work hard though. There is nothing that may come easy for you in this month of November, but nevertheless there is some kind of a disagreement here that may be able to resolve themselves as long as you keep your ground and you still being practical and reasonable. So you know what, when you do have a conflict with somebody that are very emotional, you can face it by saying something that is logic and practical. So it shows that you have more maturity out of the other persons here, and it looks like you will be getting much more respect from that. So let's see the clarifying card. At the bottom of the deck you have the Five of Hearts. So it's a little bit contradictory here, but this card indicates the overall themes here, or the clarifying of the overall readings. It does look like that even though you do win out of this conflict or out of this disagreement or the concern or the feedback that you want to say to your employer, it does look like that you still have like still have some regretful things that maybe you should have done that earlier, or should have done it better way, or you should have said this to your employer, things like that. You still have some kind of regretful things in your mind, although you might be able to speak out your mind and finally be able to win the whole situations here, but it does still looks like that you still have to, you still want a bit more, but you can't have it, so you still have some kind of grudges or something like that. But overall here it looks like, even though everything is look fine in the beginning of the month, there is some kind of conflict by the end of the month, but don't worry about that, because you will be able to resolve it by being practical and emotionally detached from the whole situations. Even though that you will be able to resolve this thing and be being on the top of it. So I hope that this reading is helpful, and if it resonates with you, just click like, and if you haven't subscribed already, just click subscribe, and see you next month. Thank you.